Good morning, good morning. Happy Tuesday. It's a beautiful day today. There's no rain. The sun is nice and bright. Your coach had maybe 10 hours of sleep last night, so I went home, ran a few errands, got myself ready, took a nice shower, relaxed myself, and then I went to sleep. So I haven't looked at my watch yet, but my app, but I am pretty sure that I slept. That's my sleep thing. I slept 8 hours and 43 minutes last night. So I was asleep at 9:54, and then I woke up at 6:37 this morning. So I slept 8 hours and 43 minutes last night. So your coach is well rested, maybe a little too rested. I feel like my eyes look a little puffy because I probably slept too much. But sometimes our body needs it, and we need to give it to it. We need to take that rest, okay? We need to take care of ourselves. So you guys know I always share. My job is very hectic. There's always a lot of deadlines to meet. There's always different institutions, different area, internal and externally, who are requesting things. And sometimes my residents, like the class who just recently graduated, I still have the diploma, and they reached out yesterday, do you have our diploma? Can you send it to us, please? So I was able to have everyone send me their address yesterday, and I'm going to have my office assistant help with getting them out today with the sweaters as well. So that's on my to-do list for this week, and I'm gonna do my very best to get it done. So I went yesterday after work, and I got the braids that I had on. I went back to the same lady who did it for me too. This is telling me drainage water. I think I got some water in my watch while I was washing my hands, but that's okay. It'll come out. Yeah, so I went back to her to get her to take out the braids. Those braids cost too much. So I am never, not because they cost too much, I think they were kind of like a pain in the tail. So I'm never getting that style again. It was a natural hair braiding because I wanted the wavy style and stuff, but because the end had to be knotted, I could not. I started taking them out myself, but it was too much work, and I'm like, I can't do this. So I called her yesterday and I said, I'm coming for you to take out the braids for me. She's like, okay, I'll be there. So it was $50. Then she washed my hair as well after she took it out. And then, good morning, Ambassador Dolia. And after she took it out, she blew out my hair, and I'm looking at my head, and I'm like, okay, Shirley, what are you gonna do with this? Because I want to get my hair braided at the end of the month before I go to Georgia for my niece sweet 16. I'm like, Khadijah, I cannot keep my head like this because I have no idea what I'm gonna do with it. So I'm like, do you have time to do 2 cornrows? She's like, and I'm like, can you do 3? Because I didn't like the 2. She's like, yes. There was another lady there with this handsome baby boy. Then she said, yeah, I'll do it for you. So she did the 3 cornrows for me. So this is where I am now, and I'll go back to my kinky twist on the 29th of this month, get my hair braided for me to, maybe it'll last me a little longer. The one that I didn't last that long, I guess, because I really didn't know how to maintain it. I washed it, but I washed it the one way I was supposed to braid it first, then wash it. So she was like, yeah, that's why it only lasted you a little under. It lasted me a little under 4 weeks because I got it done the 21st last month before I went to Mexico. And then I took it out this week, so that's okay. But now, cornrows, and this only cost $30 for me to do it, so it's okay. So I guess this could be my next new thing. Cornrows every 2 weeks or every month. Get some cornrows and call it a day. Easy to maintain. I don't have to worry about it, and that's it. So today, I want to talk to you guys about, we all have things going on in our lives. We all have challenges. We all have difficulties. Some of us, we may have more than we think we can handle, but somehow we manage to handle it. We manage to deal with it because it's life. We're gonna have things that makes us unhappy. We're gonna have situation that cause us to feel hurt. Or sometimes we may do things that are hurtful to other people, and then we don't know how to handle it. Or other people could do things that are hurtful to us, and we don't know how to handle it. And there's sometimes there could be internal or external factors that contribute to our unhappiness, or even our pain, our stress, all these things. So we have to figure out a way to deal with it. It was just, I think yesterday afternoon as I was getting my hair done, it was just that thing that just like snapped, and it's like, girl, get over yourself. Get over this. You can do this. What's wrong with you? Get over it. And then it was at that point that I came to the conclusion within myself that it is what it is. I'm just gonna let nature take its course and let life be. And it was at that moment that I had a sense of peacefulness that came over me, and I'm like, okay, whatever, it is what it is. That's life. And then I was okay. Then I went home, I showered, I brushed my teeth, had a little snack, because last night I felt like having some plantain chips. So I had some plantain chips, and then after that I had a few Gainep, because you guys know I've been talking about Gainep. It's a tropical fruit, and every summer I make sure I have my Gainep, I eat my mangoes, my sugar cane, those three things. Every summer it's a must have. If the summer goes through and I don't have these three things, it feels like I didn't do anything for the summer. But sugar cane, I think throughout the year you can find them, but the red one, I forgot what to call them, the red one, those are so sweet. You must have them. I remember growing up and I used to eat sugar cane every night. I used to eat this big sugar cane, and then my mouth will hurt because that's how much I would eat every night. Every night I would have my sugar cane. So yeah. Okay, so back to our current situation. So our current situation sometimes may cause us to feel stressed, to feel like sometimes you're not loved, or to make you even blame yourself, like, why did you get yourself in this situation? Why did you do that to yourself? And then sometimes you end up blaming yourself, but really you had nothing to do with it, because certain situations sometimes we find ourselves in, you don't even know how you ended up there, right? You don't even know how. You just find yourself in the situation. And then sometimes this is the time that maybe you find your true strength to see how much you can handle and how much you are not able to handle, right? Because when you do that, when you come up with a plan on how to manage that situation, every step you take is going to bring you closer either to a solution, or it's going to, good morning Ernest, it's going to bring you closer to a solution, or it may even bring you, if you don't take any steps, it may take you further away from a solution, or you may be stuck in that position where you're not doing everything. So that's why every step forward in whatever situation that you face matters, no matter how small the steps is, no matter how long it takes for you to see progress. You know what's more important? One of the things sometimes I think that hurt us is when we compare ourselves with other people. When we think, wow, look at this person is doing so great, why can't I be doing so well? And then you compare yourself, and then that's when you start beating yourself up, because you feel like you're in one place and you're not moving, but you're not noticing the small steps that you've taken for you to move forward. Last week I shared with you guys that my desk, I couldn't even recognize it because I had so much going on that I had no idea what I needed to do next, but I know all of them had a specific deadline that I needed to handle and take care of it. But the minute that I sat down and I said, girl, You need to do this. You need to take care of it. And I took out my notebook. I wrote down everything that I needed to do. And then as I completed them, I put a little check mark next to them. Right? Here's my notebook. My notebook here. Okay? And I put little check marks. And like done. That was 8:12. I put check marks. Done. And then I move to the next one. And I'm like, okay, I'm getting this done. That's when I feel that sense of accomplishment, because I knew there were things that I needed to do. And I also knew that I needed to come with a plan on how to get it done. So sometimes when we write things down, it holds us accountable. And as you complete these tasks and you cross them off, you're like, yes, I did this. So every little step that you take, it matters. So do not compare yourself to anyone else, because no two journey is the same. There may be some similarity, but they are not the same. So it's important that you stay focused and remain consistent and keep pushing forward, because it's your journey. Only you can start it and only you can finish it. I could come here every day and tell you every little step matters. I could come here every day and tell you need to do it. You have to do it. You need to come make that decision that you need to do it. You need to come with the plan that this is the steps that I'm going to take for me to get it done. I may give you some pointers. I may give you some ideas, but only you know which one is going to work for you, how you're going to get it done. You need to come with that plan, and every little step that you take is going to help you to get closer and closer to attaining your goal, right? So I want you to remind yourself, I want you to say this to yourself: I am capable, I am resilient, and I am unstoppable. Say it to yourself: I am capable, I am resilient, and I am unstoppable. You need to say that to yourself when you feel that, okay, I want to give up, I want to quit, I don't want to do this anymore, this is too hard, life is too difficult, there are too many challenges, there's too many obstacles on my way, on my path, that I don't want to do this. You need to remind yourself that you are capable, that you are resilient, and you are unstoppable, because sometimes the only person stopping us is us. The only person stopping me to get to my next step or the next level, it's me. Because I need to build that confidence within me to say, girl, you can do this. You got it. Go do it. Go get it done. Because if I don't do that, what's going to happen? I'm going to stay in that one spot, say, oh my goodness, I can't do this. That's one thing. Sometimes my son, he'll say things like, I can do this, just because he knows I'm going to tell him you can do it. He says it. But I want him to get into the habit of saying that I'm smart. I can do it, because he is smart. He was talking to me the other day, excuse me. And he said, Mommy, my teacher gave an assignment and I got it done really fast, and my friends, they said, oh, how did you get it done very fast? He said, because I study, I do my work, and this and that. So he's like, yeah, I know this, I can. And I also reminded him, you have to be humble, right? Remember to be humble. But he wants the reminder that he can do it. And I never failed to remind him that he's very smart, that you can do it. He wants to be an astronaut. I said, yes, you can be an astronaut. He wants to invent whatever. I said, yes, you can invent whatever you want, because we must learn to build our kids, to build ourselves, to give them affirmation. When they are looking for that positive affirmation, to give it to them. And then this year he's like, oh Mom, I love school so much. Before he used to complain that I'm tired, I don't want to do this, because I guess sometimes when kids face a little challenge, they're like, I want to give up. Because I know last year some of the teacher that he had was giving him a hard time, and she would always send me this email about this nonsense. And I say, when I say nonsense, I mean it. I respect all teachers, but sometimes we must stand up for our children so that they can back off, you know, because if you allow them to pick on your kids, they're gonna be like, okay, I found myself a punching ball, and I'm gonna keep throwing the punches to see. And then I'm like, wait a minute, that's not my son. This is not the person this woman is talking about. Because she was always sending me email, Seth is doing this, Seth is saying this, Seth is saying that. But, you know, I tried to stay quiet because I did not want teacher to be retaliating towards my child. But when she said something, I said, no. Listen, this is not my son's language. My son, hi sis, hi Hillary, my son does not use that type of language. First of all, you're always sending me emails telling me what my son is doing. But you've never told me what the other child did for my son to react that way. Or what was it that triggered this to happen. And then, of course, I may have a Haitian accent. English may not be my first language. But believe me, when it comes to write down an email or write down a letter to the teacher, to the chancellor's office, to advocate for my kids, I'm the best writer in the world. And I have the whole county running, finding out who the hell is this woman, who is her child, and by the time I'm done, you're going to respect my kid. From that point on, after I sent that email and everything she said, I'm like, no. You do not put this in writing because what you're saying is inaccurate. There's certain things you don't say. And then she's like, oh my goodness, I am so sorry. I'm going to call you. I said, yeah, call me. And then it was from that point on, there was never another complaint. Never another complaint. Sometimes we need to learn to stand up for ourselves. We need to learn to stand up for our children so that people know, wrong kid. And I've always tell people, I am the nicest person. I'll take off the shoes on my feet and give it to you, the clothes on my back and give it to you because they don't mean anything to me. You want it, you have it. And what I'm saying, I mean it because I've done it multiple times. They don't mean anything to me. I remember just before the pandemic, I was on a cruise. And as I was on the cruise, I think I stopped in Puerto Rico and I saw these beautiful red shoes. I went into this store and I bought the red shoes. And I'm like, oh my God, I'm going to wear this to one of the events on the boat at night. They have this show and this is what I'm going to wear. As God is my witness, guys, I wore the shoes. The first time I wore it, I went to the show. And this lady, she saw the shoes on my feet. She's like, oh my goodness, these are so beautiful. I love them. Can I have them? I said, you want them? She's like, yes, I love them. I just took them off and gave it to her. She was so shocked. She's like, what about you? You have nothing on your feet. I said, that's okay. Just walk right back, go to my room, get another pair of shoes and put it on. Because these things, they don't mean anything to me. But when you stand up for yourself and you stand up for your kids, you advocate for yourself. You advocate for your kids, no matter what it is. And from now, he's like, oh, Mom, I love school so much. School is so good. And then, you know, that boosted his morale. That boosted him. And the same thing when the incident happened with my daughter last year, when they basically jumped her. I shared that with most of you because they didn't like the way she smiled. She was a freshman. She's fresh meat. And they decided they're going to guess who showed up at the school and with the whole district and let them know one child, one kid, one. Guess what? They know not to allow a fly to pose on my kids because they know this is a parent who will show up to the school, who will speak up on her kids' behalf, who will advocate for them to make sure my kids have a safe environment for them to learn. Because if they don't feel safe, they're not going to like the environment. They're not going to want to learn. And sometimes the kids, they struggle because the burden. There's so much on their shoulder, and there's no one advocating for them. There's no one listening. Just like the other day, my niece, one of my nieces, she called me, and she was on the phone with me for almost 2 hours. And I just sat there and I listened to her. I'm like, okay. And we had that little conversation. And after that, she felt good about herself. Sometimes they need someone to just listen. And I just listened. And when I needed to interject, I interjected. So, and I shared. And then we carried on and talked and talked and talked. So it's important for us to see what is not going right. What is going wrong, what is not working, for us to come with a solution to try to fix them, right? To try to fix them. And don't sit there and say, oh my goodness, I'm gonna wait until I win the lotto for me to do X, Y, and Z. What if you never win the lotto? What's gonna happen? You're just gonna have a bunch of dreams, but the lotto never happens, so you're not gonna take any step to achieve them. Your dream is to do X, Y, and Z because you didn't win the lotto, because you have something in your mind. I need to win the lotto to do X, Y, and Z. So you're not gonna do it because you're waiting for the possibility of 1 in 6 billion, depending on how many people plays the lotto. The probability is probably 1 in 6 billion because there's 6 billion people, to see which one of us is, if you're gonna be that lucky 1 billion, that one, and that out of that 6 billion to win that lotto, for you to do the things that you know you need to do. Because sometimes we find excuses to hold us in situations, because you know the probability of you winning the lotto is God knows what, but your hope is to winning that lotto to do X, Y, and Z, instead of finding a tangible solution, an achievable solution. Maybe that's the better thing. An achievable solution. Have resources that are tangible that you can use, instead of maybe if I win the lotto, or when I win the lotto. What if you never win the lotto? What's gonna happen? What if that big cash in day never happened? You're gonna sit there and live on hope? Now, take the resources that you have now, take the tools that you have now, and see how you can make them work for you to achieve your goal. Don't wait for tomorrow, because tomorrow may never come. Don't wait for that 6 billion or 200 and I don't know what is it now, $600 million for the lotto or the Powerball, for you to get that, for you to say, I'm gonna do what I need to do. What you have now, the resources you have now, make them work for you. Make them work for you. Take one intentional step. Be intentional about what you're doing. Be intentional. Take one intentional step towards your goal. Just like last week, I was intentional about cleaning up my desk, sending out my emails, approving those packages for conferences, doing those things. I was intentional, and then guess what? I achieved it. No matter how small the progress is still progress. No matter how small the progress is still progress. Right? You guys know I've been doing a 21-day intermittent fasting. I started with 23 and 1, so I transitioned to 18 and 4. Now I'm doing 16 and 8, right? I transition myself depending on what's going on for me to adjust. So now I'm doing 16. I think I'm doing 16 and 8. Yeah, 16 hours of fasting in that 8-hour gap. Although I don't really eat between that 8 hours, but I give myself that 8-hour gap for me to eat whatever I need to eat, or 4 hours. Yeah, I'm doing. I gotta count. Yeah, 16 and 8, like I do, and then I did 20 and 4. So it's just you start it and then you taper down, so you don't just stop cold turkey. So I'm tapering down to my 21 day of intermittent fasting. So yeah, don't forget, no matter how small the step is, no matter how small the progress is still progress. So let's go, let's go. You know, this morning I woke up and I went onto YouTube and I put on a prayer, a morning prayer. And as I lay there and listened to that morning prayer, my son had called me at 6 a.m. And then I called him back and we were talking as he was getting ready to go to school. And I prayed over them. I prayed with them just before they leave to school. But sometimes we feel like we just want to give up. And, you know, we need to pray sometimes. I'm not saying to make prayer something that you just, that's all you do. You pray, but you don't take any other steps. There are times that you feel like you need that higher power. You need to feel connected. You need God intervention to do something. Or you just, maybe I'm the one who came on. God used me to say something to you that wakes you up, that gives you hope, that gave you a new, that showed you a new way maybe that you could do things. But it's okay to pray. Just don't sit there and say, I'm praying 24/7 and I'm not doing anything else and I'm just gonna wait for a miracle. If this is the way you see life, it doesn't work like that. If this is the way you see prayer, it doesn't work like that. Okay? It does not work like that. Okay? So go and find a quiet time, find a peaceful moment and just talk to God. Because sometimes I do. When I feel like I'm slipping, I'm like, no, I need to refocus. I need that higher power. I need to get that connection. And then even if I can't say the words, I'll play a song that will give me that comfort, that will rebuild me up, that will help me to find the strength that I need to give up, to not give up, to move forward, to push forward. So I say, Lord, please grant me the strength, clarity, and courage to keep moving forward. Because sometimes we need God to give us the strength, to give us clarity, to give us the courage to keep moving forward, and the wisdom to trust in the process. Because sometimes we don't trust in the process. We need to ask God to trust in the process. And I told you guys, when I started with the 21-day intermittent fasting, my key reason of doing it was to gain clarity, right? To declutter my mind, to declutter my heart, to help me. And I shared earlier, as I was sitting yesterday, I just felt that sense of release, and this pain that I've been having in my chest or in my heart kind of lifted. Because, you know, sometimes as I'm sleeping, I can hear myself, although I'm sleeping, mourning, and like my body's in pain and I'm hurting, and then I can feel it in my chest. So last night I slept. I don't think that I sounded like I was in pain, because even when you sleep sometimes, if you are in pain and things are not going well, you can even feel it in your sleep. So last night I slept that 8 hours, like I said, 8 hours, as my watch says, 8 hours and 43 minutes I slept, from 9:54 to 6:37, and it was good sleep. It was good sleep, because sometimes we have to learn to let go of certain things, so that pain, that hurt, whatever it is that is bothering you, to let it go, so that you can feel that sense of relief, so you can feel better, you can feel good about yourself. Okay, so let's talk about some key takeaway for today. Small steps lead to big victories. The small steps you take can lead to big victories. Progress, not perfection, is what matters. Progress, not perfection, is what matters. Challenges are stepping stones, not stop signs. Okay, the challenges are gonna be there. Sometimes when we're faced with the challenges, those difficult moments, we just give up, we quit. You say, I'm done, I'm not doing this, and I'm moving on. Well, guess what? Challenges is not a sign for you to stop. It's a sign for you to put on those boxing gloves and go to war and say, I'm not stopping. I'm going to keep pushing forward. I'm going to keep on fighting for what I believe in, for what I want, for what I've earned, for what I deserve, for what God says I am, for who God says I am. I'm going to fight to get all that because my name is Victory. You guys know, my name is Victory. I haven't said, I forgot the song, but it says my name is Victory. So that's what my name is. My name is Victory. I'm gonna change my name to Victory because that's who I am. I am Victory. Every challenges, every stepping stone, I'm gonna step on every last one of them, and I'm gonna rise. I'm gonna shine. I'm gonna be the brightest star there is in the sky. And my kids, as they watch me, I'm their motivator. If they see me give up, if they see me quitting, what's gonna happen? They're gonna be like, well, you gave up. I was talking to my hairstylist yesterday, and as she was motivating her kids to go to school, to go to college, because then she's like, the opportunities that I'm giving you guys, I didn't have that, because she said her child said to her, well, you didn't go to college, why are you telling me to go to college for? Well, sometimes what these kids fail to realize, because your mom and dad didn't go to college, it doesn't mean you cannot go to college. Maybe your mom and dad didn't have somebody to guide them, to point them to the right direction, to go to college, to go to school, to go to a trade school, to learn something, right? But because they didn't do that, it doesn't mean that as they're learning from their mistakes, they cannot be that mentor, that coach, that person who will encourage you to be better than who they are, or for you to do better, right? So she's like, no, I told them, you have to go. You got to keep pushing forward, because I didn't go doesn't mean that you can go. That's why you have me. My money is your money. If you need to go to school, I'm going to give it to you. You go to school. Whatever you need to do, you need to just do it. And don't worry about what I didn't do, because it's not because I didn't want to do it. I didn't have the tools, the resources, or someone to put me on the right directions for me to go do what I needed to do, okay? So as of today, speak affirmation. Say it out loud. Speak affirmation over yourself. Speak affirmation over your life. Speak affirmation over your kids' life. Speak affirmation over your goals. Speak affirmation over your dreams. And stop saying maybe or not. I don't know. I can't. Stop. Remove these words out of your vocabulary. Okay, replace them. Yes, I can. Yes, I will. I'm going to do it. I will make it happen. Change the verbiage that you use from the negativity to the positivity. Use positive words to help you bring your dream, your goals to realization. Write them down. One small step, one small action can take you towards your goal and complete it. One small step that I took, I wrote things down, and as I completed them, I put the check mark next to them, and then I went on to the next, and I'm like, okay, next one. Write them down, put the check mark next to them as you complete them, and you feel like, oh, yes, I did this. Yes, I did it. Yes, I did it. So write things down. The small steps will take you towards your goal, and you will complete it. And try to end your day with a small prayer or a moment of gratitude. With a small prayer, even if you just say, thank you, Jesus, or thank you, Lord, thank you, Yahweh, thank you, Jehovah, whoever you pray to, just say thank you. A small word of gratitude, all right? Just use that moment of gratitude to reflect and say, be thankful, okay? So, as we end today, remember, obstacles are not roadblocks. Only if you allow them to be roadblocks. The obstacles that you face, they are not roadblocks, okay? They are stepping stones for you to grow. They are stepping stones for you to grow. If you want them to be roadblocks, that's on you. But you can step on those stones and keep moving forward. You may slip, you may fall, but the most important thing is for you to get up and keep moving. So today I'm going to remind you to take a deep breath, to breathe. Take a deep breath to help remove that burden, to help remove that soreness, to help remove those hurt, those pains that you have. Take a deep breath and stand tall. Don't shrink yourself. Don't minimize yourself. Don't make yourself look small. Don't talk small about yourself. No, don't do it. Stand up tall. I stand up tall. I stand up tall. When I walk in the room, I want all eyes on me because I'm going to walk in with my head up high. I'm not going to walk in and shy myself away. No. Walk in with your head up high and dominate that room. Dominate it. And remind yourself that you got this. Remind yourself that you got this. That you can do it. You got it. You can do it. Walk in the room and have everyone asking, oh my goodness, who's this person? Who's that girl? Who's this man? Who's this? Who's that? On that room. On that space that you're in. Because if you don't, nobody's going to do it for you. On it. Make today count. Let's move. Let's get going. Let's move. Because the sooner you start moving, the closer you get to your goal. The closer you'll get to your dream. The closer you see your vision, your goals, your wish, all of them come to realization. But you are the one who has to do it. You are the one who needs to get up and get active, get started, get moving. I say it every day. Get started, get moving, get active, whatever it is that you have to do. Get out of that depression, get rid of that anxiety, get rid of that stress, get rid of it, get rid of it, and then you'll be okay, okay? You'll be fine. Trust me, you'll be fine. I'm a living testimony. I know you'll be fine. So guys, I'm gonna go. It's after 9:30. It's now 9:39. I want to remind you that Jesus loves you, and your number one coach, your favorite coach, Coach Shirley, loves you as well. So have an amazing day. Be blessed. Okay? And I'll see you here tomorrow morning at 9:30 a.m. for our morning talk. I already made my cup of coffee. This coffee I made is a special coffee. I just want to share that with you before I leave. So it's Bustelo coffee, but the water I'm using, I have pineapple. Because you guys know before I used to make pineapple tea to drink. So I boil some pineapple. I use the water, the pineapple water, add the instant Bustelo coffee in there with some collagen and a little creamer just for a little sweetener. And this tastes so good, guys. This is like the best cup of coffee. And this cup is for my son. He gave it to me. He said, all you need is a cup of coffee. So I'm having my cup of coffee. And then I'm going to go and knock them dead. So go knock them dead. Have a wonderful day. I'll see you guys back here tomorrow morning at 9:30 for our daily morning talk. Ciao. Be blessed. Bye-bye.